the 46th Annual WLKY Bell Awards.
I truly think volunteering is, at its core, just giving other people kindness.
Saluting our community's finest volunteers.
These people need help. A lot of times people need help and nobody sees them. They're like the invisible people, and they need to be seen. And they need to know that somebody cares about them. Hi! Come on over!
You know, everywhere we go, he brings smiles to people's faces. He brings happiness wherever we go. And I feel like that it's him giving back to the community for all the love and support they gave to him.
I'm here for somebody that needs somebody here.
I'm always going to volunteer, but I am best when I'm helping other people volunteer and figuring out their best self and how that they can give back.
These humanitarians embody compassion.
I just have an inner feeling there of satisfaction and knowing that I'm helping people, and I've enjoyed doing that all my life.
Are you doing pillowcases? Here. I love doing it. I get much more out of it than I did.
Once you do something for somebody, you know, that's your reward.
It was so invaluable to be able to connect with so many people in that age group. We were able to get back to people and talk to them.
I think everybody can do something.
And service to their fellow man.
We have to make an impact today.
If we can touch one person, just one, it's all.
They represent the true spirit of Louisville.
Hello, I'm Vicki Dortch.
And I'm Rick Van Hoos. We are honored to introduce to you our 2023 Bell Award recipients. On October 5th, nearly 500 people gathered at historic Churchill Downs to celebrate our honorees.
10 local adults received the prestigious Bell Award, a bell cast in the likeness of the ship's bell on the Belle of Louisville, which symbolizes answering the call to service.
And thanks to the generosity of the Republic Bank Foundation, each recipient was awarded a $500 grant to the charity of their choice.
In addition, we are also honoring 3 young adults with the Bell Award's Youth Service Honor and a $1,000 scholarship Laurel Award from the Brown-Forman Corporation.
And Mayor Greenberg presented his Mayor's Spirit of Louisville Award, and Churchill Downs presented the John Asher Spirit Award. Our first recipient is Jeff Calloway and Ethan Almighty. Ethan captured our hearts as he fought to live after being abused and malnourished. Now he and Jeff advocate locally and nationally for charities and animal-related causes.
When he came in, he was just 38 pounds when he should have been at least 80.
I saw him laying on the table and I just knew something inside me. I just knew he was my dog.
Come on, buddy. Come. Good boy.
And I would do anything for him.
Good boy. Good boy, Ethan.
He came from a situation where he would have every reason to not be kind, to not want to be around people. And he gives back.
To see the whole community just stand behind us and root for him as well, it's been amazing.
Like, who rescued who? Like, he's done so much for me personally that sometimes it's hard to explain.
I think Ethan is the epitome of compassion, and I can't think there would be a better ambassador for Give a Day and the Kentucky Derby Festival.
He's given me this new purpose of doing whatever we can to help animals, whatever we can to make a difference in our community. You know, everywhere we go, he brings smiles to people's faces. He brings happiness wherever we go. And I feel like that it's him giving back to the community for all the love and support they gave to him. I never say no. You know, my friends and family will ask me all the time, do you even have the word no in your vocabulary? And I always tell them, I don't. You know, we want to give back, and we've done so many wonderful things and helped out so many wonderful people in the community, and we're just very proud to continue to do that. I felt an obligation and a responsibility to give back because he represented a lot more than just a dog that lived through a horrific time. People connected with him that have never met him, and he has touched their lives from across the country. And so he has given me the ability to stand out there and be his voice. You know, I tell people he has a message and he's on a journey, but he can't voice that. And so I'm blessed to be the person that is able to communicate that to so many people. First of all, I want to thank WLKY, the Bell Awards, and the selection committee. We are very honored to receive such a prestigious honor. We're very humbled and overwhelmed. And I want to thank Alyssa Gray with the Kentucky Humane Society for supporting us in all the things that we do throughout the community. I also want to thank Ethan's extended family around the world, whom I refer to as his extended family. They are the most passionate and most loyal people that you'll ever want to meet, and we just love them to death. I also want to thank my family, who behind the scenes through this whole journey, but is there supporting us through everything. Specifically, I want to thank my wife, Dana, who sacrifices so much to allow us to go out there and help so many animals. It means a tremendous amount to us. Ethan's journey is about kindness, and through all the things that we do, it's always about spreading love and kindness, and we try to do that through this community wherever we go. People are just so happy to see him, and he always puts smiles on people's faces, and we want to use that to help raise awareness for all the shelters and all the abused animals around the state and around this community. And we're just so blessed and honored to be part of this. And we want to say thank you very much and congratulations to the other recipients, and please do something kind for someone today.
The Kentucky Humane Society will receive Jeff Callaway's Republic Bank charitable grant.
Our second recipient is Mary Jones Carter. She's always making sure those in need in the St. George's community have clothes, blankets, and other personal items.
I got involved with this church when I was 14 years old, so I've been here over 50 years. And I've been trying to help people for about that long time. I don't know, I guess it's my calling. It's what I was meant to do. It makes me feel good to help people. I don't have an answer for them, so the only thing I can do, and some people probably say, I'm just putting a Band-Aid on the situation. Well, sometimes a Band-Aid is not a bad thing. And these people need help. A lot of times people need help and nobody sees them. They're like the invisible people. And they need to be seen. And they need to know that somebody cares about them. Hi, come on over. Even if you're not a person that feels comfortable going out and helping somebody, do something nice for somebody. They're going to be replaced, could be important, could be a person in need. Everybody can do something to make somebody else's life a little bit better. How are you today? That's wonderful. It feels really good to know that you're giving somebody something they need. You're not asking for anything in return. You're just trying to do something nice for them. Hi, gotta go get a book out of the car. You need garbage bags, young man? Do you read? I'm gonna go over there and talk to her. Well, come here, you can get a book. Okay, I'll be right back. Everybody has something that they're meant to do. Some people just don't know it, and then sometimes you do know it, and then sometimes you do things and you say, this is not what I intended for my life, but maybe this is what was intended for you. I think that it's up to us, people, to try to help people, you know? And it makes me feel good to help them. I got some things I think you might need. She still needs help. Hello? Hi. Volunteering means giving up yourself and your time to do something that you're not going to be reimbursed for. It's something that you're not going to get any beneficial gain from it except for the feeling that it gets in knowing that you're helping somebody else, helping somebody to help themselves. That's what it's all about. Being there for somebody, even in a small way. Only if you're saying, good afternoon, or good morning, and you're smiling, oh, gee, you look awfully nice today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I had something on it last week, and then I forgot to ask.
Good evening. In appreciation for my receiving this prestigious Bell Award, my heartfelt thanks goes first to God Almighty for guiding me on my journey. And secondly, a big thank you to the Episcopal Diocese of Kentucky, to St. George's Episcopal Church, to my church members, to my friends, and to my family, who have so graciously supported and helped me with my endeavors to help the people of Louisville, Kentucky's community. Thank you.
Episcopal Church Home will receive Mary Carter's Republic Bank charitable grant.
The Spirit of Louisville Foundation, Mayor Craig Greenberg, and First Lady Rachel Greenberg presented this year's Mayor's Spirit of Louisville Award to Kathy Dykstra.
Kathy is a tremendous force for good, and I've had the pleasure of working with her and Family Scholar House on one of their major annual events, Wine, Women, and Shoes. Here's more about Kathy.
We've been enthusiastic about building here, and all that could come from this place and the new opportunities for Family Scholar House participants and the community.
Kathy is such an amazing, energetic, inspiring leader. Her leadership of Family Scholar House over the past couple of decades is unmatched. She has been working with families to end the cycle of poverty and transform families through education and so many other services. Her leadership of the organization is a model across the nation, and that's why it is spread to serve other communities in over 30 states.
Earlier interaction leads to earlier intervention. And this allows people to find what they need when they need one thing or three things, instead of having to be so desperate that they need everything.
She is a woman in this community that is doing things, that has a commitment to all of us and cares, and we all should strive to volunteer like that.
When you see Kathy in action, when you go to one of the Family Scholar House sites, you see that strong relationship that she has with all of the Family Scholar House clients. And that is powerful.
Wine, Women, and Shoes provides critical funding that makes it possible for us to deliver the programs for single parents, as well as for foster alumni and all of our children.
This nonprofit organization, Kathy thinks so importantly of family that that's what the company is named. And I think that really says it all, that the name of the company, Family, truly reflects what Kathy's biggest care is, to help support other families.
Craig referenced family, and Kathy's not the only person in her family that has won a Bell Award. It turns out that her mother won a Bell Award, and it's not a surprise. It is in her DNA. She grew up with volunteerism. She believes in giving back to the community. Her parents gave back, she gives back, and her daughter and daughter-in-law now give back. And she's encouraging all of us to give back.
Rachel and I are so excited that the first recipient during my term as mayor of the Mayor's Spirit of Louisville Award is the amazing Kathy Dykstra. Kathy, thank you for everything you do for our city, for our state, for our country. You are an amazing woman who is an inspiration to so many and has made such a positive impact on the lives of hundreds and thousands of families across our city. Thank you, Kathy.
I first want to thank Mayor Greenberg for selecting me for this special honor. It has been a pleasure sharing the work of Family Scholar House and now Family with Mayor and First Lady Greenberg and introducing them to our graduates, participants, and their children. They are the future of our community, future nurses, educators, entrepreneurs, and leaders. I also want to thank WLKY and the Spirit of Louisville Foundation. The Bell Awards honor the best in all of us, not perfect people, but people eager to make our community stronger through service. I'm humbled by this recognition and the opportunity to be mentioned in the same sentence with many other worthy recipients. In 1992, my mother, Mary McCrary O'Connor, received a Bell Award. We lost Mom in 2011, and I miss her every day. I still have her bell and the program from the evening, and most importantly, I have the videotape of the ceremony. Last week, I dug up an old VCR and relived that special night. The 32-year-old VHS tape brought her back to life for a few moments. I saw her being honored, I heard her voice, and I listened to her remarks. In them, she quoted French Bishop Jean-Baptiste Missou. Gratitude is the memory of the heart. Listening to her, I found myself saying, once again, Mom is right. To me, this quote means that in our gratitude, remembering what we have been given connects us to an empathy for others, wanting the best for them too. My mother was grateful not only for the recognition of the Bell Award, but also for the opportunity to serve others. In that, I am my mother's daughter. I have been blessed to be called to manifest my own gratitude by investing in people, giving student parents and their children a safe place to live, providing foster alumni and other vulnerable students and apprentices with fresh start and the chance to get the education they need for a career in order to fulfill their goals and dreams. Others, including my parents, my daughter Emma, my husband Dan, and many Family Scholar House daughters, have shaped me and my servant leadership. I'm deeply grateful for the recognition and for the opportunities to serve our community.
Our next recipient, Jane Emke. She devotes her time to the National Council of Jewish Women and numerous other organizations in our community.
Okay, we've got our work cut out for us.
I see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'll go open the door. Everyone in my family has always given their time, their talent, and when they had money, to give money. Are you doing pillowcases? Here. It's very easy to volunteer for a place like this because it's the most well-organized program I've ever seen. Multi-service cleaner, do we have that? She's the queen of the double pillowcase. I like to do a job that when that bed's made and that bathroom's clean and the towels are hung up, you know, you've finished. I'm going to fill the little basket. We'll tuck this in together. You ready? I love doing it. Where's your little... I get much more out of it than I give. It makes, when I leave, like I'm at the Ronald McDonald House, when I leave the Ronald McDonald House, I feel really good that I've really helped somebody. All right, so now it's the stop work. The last year, I've started working as an escort at the VA hospital. What I do is I'll get a call into the volunteer room, and they'll say that Sergeant so-and-so needs to go to X-ray. He's on 6 North. You go up there, bring a wheelchair if he needs it, and you walk with them to the X-ray, and then they call you when they're ready to go back. I'm an escort. Well, you know what we don't have is one of those bath mats. Paper towel.
Got it.
Glass cleaner.
Got it.
I love to ask people to give money. I think people are honored to be able to give to something like Ronald McDonald House or the National Council of Jewish Women. Okay, let's check and see if everything's right in there. Where's the paperwork? Here. I think it's a very important part of what America is. I don't think people in other countries do this kind of volunteer work. And I'm sure glad that we have it here, and I think it enriches the entire fabric of our country. Okay, out we go.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. We get involved in a project, and if they're having trouble, we can help with that, because we're there and we know what's going on. And I like to be a part of different organizations here. Should we take this elevator or the other one? I'm really honored to be let in on the big secret. I want to thank the National Council of Jewish Women for inspiring me to be a volunteer in the greater Louisville community. The training they gave me at the Washington Institute and going to national conventions taught me so much about how to be a good volunteer. They gave me leadership training and day-to-day training on how to really be a help. And if I spot a problem that the organization is having, I can dig in. First of all, I can write a check. That's the easy part. And second, I can give my time and my talent. Everywhere I've worked, I've gotten something out of it. I am so pleased to be a Bell Award winner. I read about, in Business First, all my other fellow volunteers. I'm in very good company. I love being in the class of 2023. Thank you.
The ACE Project will receive Jane Imke's Republic Bank charitable grant.
Service to others has been part of our next recipient's life for some time. Jim Cuck is a retired Army veteran who wants to make sure everyone is buried with respect and dignity.
I live 3 doors down on the right, and I was curious as to what kind of service they had. So I nosed down here one day. I saw them having funerals here. Thought, well, I'm retired. Be something nice to get into. So I just stayed here, stayed hanging around, and attended all these funerals. I had over 1,000 of them that I've attended. To you, O Lord, I lift my soul. There's nobody here, not most of them. And there should be somebody for them, you know, to see them. Get them here, you buzzard. How you doing, man?
Good, I like your smile.
I feel great. I feel great, yeah. Thanks to you. That's what I enjoy the most as far as why I'm here, because somebody should be here for them.
You represent the community of Louisville to say that everyone's life deserves dignity.
What I really like is when people come and say something about them. To you, O Lord, I lift my soul. That means a lot, you know. Them being here, plus knowing a little bit about the person, that's one thing I really think is nice.
Welcome Ronnie home. We send our prayers with her.
Good feeling that, like I say, somebody should be here and I'm here, and that's what it really gives me to get up and go. Hey, how you doing there, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. I like to help people out. I've been helped in my days, and I just enjoy doing what I'm doing.
It is not any temptation,
but deliver us from evil. It's not a happy thing, but still, I'm here for somebody that needs somebody here. Amen. I'm just an old country boy. Never expected no notoriety or, you know, be popular or nothing like that. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I like to do it. I'd like to thank Buddy Dumeyer. He was deputy coroner for the great job he did as deputy coroner when I first went to attend the funerals, and Ben Cressy for the good job he's doing with St. X, with the boys, and all the work that he does for us, and for nominating me for this great award. And I want to thank WLKY, Republic Bank, and everyone else that's involved in this. I want to thank you much.
Jim Cuck's Republic Bank charitable grant will be split between CoSare for Kids and the Indigent Burial Program.
Kathy Kramer uses her time and efforts to make sure kids and adults in the Parkland and Shawnee neighborhoods have access to plenty of books.
Yeah, I think everybody can do something. That's what I've learned through my work at CLCM and also at Metro United Way's little libraries. I fill 8 little libraries twice a month. And what I've learned is that each one of the libraries has its own personalities. I put books in, but also people in the neighborhood put big books in. And it becomes sort of like a little microcosm of the neighborhood. This is the personal care that you get, and it's got everything you need. The little things that we do to help them if they are on limited income. So even though it's just a personal care bag with sundries, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for people's respect, for feeling like they can get to work on time, that they can take care of their kids, their grandkids, get them to school. And so I feel like those things, that's what's important. All different sizes of kids. I feel the need to keep going because there's such a need in everywhere. And I have something, this is something that I can do. I can't do a whole lot, but I can do this much. I feel like it's important. I'm glad that I'm doing it. To me, volunteering is a combination of what I have to offer plus confidence that I can do something. It takes a little bit of self-confidence, but it also is helping people who may turn around and have to help me, because I need help sometimes, and so volunteers have helped me. So it's a way of helping a whole community, just sharing what we've got, because we all need each other. We all need each other. Thank you for this award. I'm really honored, and I'd like to thank all of the people in my life that set a good example. I'm grateful for their help, like my husband Joe, my family, my friends, my church friends at First Unitarian, Mary Sullivan at Metro United Way, and Lynette Lau at Central Louisville Community Ministries. Ever since I was a little girl and I had my first library card, reading anything in my life is a natural part of my daily life. So my hope is that some days a kid or a grown-up, when they walk past a little library and they pick up a book, that it will become an important part of their daily lives. Central Louisville Community Ministries Miracle Fund accompanies people who are trying to make ends meet on a limited income, and especially trying to stay in their homes. Affordable housing is so important, and I'm honored that I can do what I can as a volunteer at Central Louisville Community Ministries. We all have something to offer, and it's something that I can do, and I'm glad that I can.
Central Louisville Community Ministries will receive Kathy Kramer's Republic Bank charitable grant. Each year, the Bell Awards recognizes the community efforts of 2 high school youth. This year, we are honoring 3 young adults.
The first 2 are cousins who made national headlines by making it easier for seniors to get registered for COVID vaccines during the pandemic.
So it all started back in January of 2021 when the vaccines first started rolling out. And during COVID, obviously, we weren't seeing really each other or any of our family, but especially our grandparents, because they were in the more vulnerable age group. So when the vaccine started rolling out, we knew that the main goal was to get them vaccinated because we wanted to see them again. So they went to go try and get their vaccines, and obviously in Kentucky that was all online, and they found the process to be really cumbersome. So Amelie and I kind of stepped in, and we decided maybe we would figure out how to do it.
We realized that this was an age group that was pretty much invisible to people who didn't understand what they were going through in terms of technology difficulties.
We've got I think 7 more we need to call, and then about 12 we need to email back.
When the vaccine became available, we wanted to do everything in our power to ensure that everyone had access to it and everyone was receiving it, because that just meant, as Jacqueline said, the push to normalcy is something that we've really craved throughout the whole pandemic.
You all made an appointment for me to get my COVID-19 shot on February the 5th. Thank you.
It was so invaluable to be able to connect with so many people in that age group. We were able to get back to people and talk to them and spend time, and then eventually it kind of grew into an advocacy thing where we were soliciting the governor and groups like AARP and trying to kind of spread what we were doing to other states. So it started as directly helping people, and then it kind of became bigger.
Jacqueline, who's from Louisville, Kentucky, launched a campaign called Vax Connect KY.
By getting our awards and getting our message out, it feels like what we were trying to do is just being spread more and more.
We now have a network of people across the United States that we can go to and say, hey, can you share this for me? Or this is kind of what we're doing right now. Would you be interested in helping us out? And to be able to receive that support and kind of that mentorship has been awesome in terms of kind of growing MedTech Connect and really just trying to spread it. On behalf of Jacqueline and myself, I want to thank the media for helping us shine a light on the stories of the vulnerable. Even in our most helpless times, me and Jacqueline realized that we could have an impact from the confines of our own bedroom. Each interaction that we had with every senior was truly transformative, and listening to their unique perspectives and interesting stories, it ignited a passion within us to continue to serve. We are so grateful for this opportunity, and we want to thank WLKY for giving this to us and allowing us to have this opportunity. Thank you.
Our second youth service recipient is Ashley Nevison. The junior at Manual started a nonprofit organization to provide hygiene supplies for homeless shelters, schools, and food banks. And that's not all.
I started volunteering when I was 8 years old. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be creating Halloween boo bags. How amazing is it for these other people that are getting my Hygiene Hope bags or any other random act of kindness that I'm able to give them, which are going to be given to foster care at their Halloween trunk or treat bash. I know I'm not getting anything out of it, but I just want to be able to give people the positive energy. Does anyone want to make any more bags? We do have more. Good job. Boom. I think it's personally just like growing who I am. I always love to say, be the change you wish to see in the world, which was an amazing quote said by Gandhi, and I truly try and live my life by that. So if y'all want to start on that end and then just work your way down, I truly think volunteering is, at its core, just giving other people kindness. Some say put 1, some say 2, some say 3. Just put however many on the card and the bag, and then just give me the bag when you're done. I have a initiative that I like to call the Wildflower Project, which essentially is all of my volunteer service just wrapped into one big happy little umbrella program. And in this umbrella program, I love to say that kindness is very easily spread like wildflowers. So like a wildflower, you only need like a tiny, tiny bit of water and some sunlight to grow, and just how kindness needs a single, simple act to start a ripple effect. Awesome. Perfect. So everything I do is kind of wrapped around kindness. This one's done. I define volunteering as simply just doing a single positive act for someone else. And that even could be for yourself too. Just how smiling at someone when you're driving by them on the highway, or holding open a door for someone, that is all volunteering, because that's all spreading kindness. I'll take them from you. Yep, thank you. I am not just volunteering just for recognition. I'm doing it to make other people have a better life, spread some kindness, and hopefully teach them that kindness is easy and they too can volunteer. Good job. I am so honored to be named one of the WLKY Bell Award youth recipients. Thank you to everyone at WLKY for selecting me. I will be forever grateful. Thank you to my entire family for supporting me on all of my wildest dreams. From driving me all across the state of Kentucky to being the best support system, I am so grateful for all of your support and kindness. Thank you to Pinky, Maddie, Em, Whitney, Victoria, Lindsay, Regina, and Mallory. And I know I've missed a bunch, but thank you to everyone who has always supported me and pushed me to be the best version of myself. Thank you to my cat, Sergeant, for coming into my life. Although I'm sad you are no longer with me, I'm so grateful that I get to carry your memory through Sergeant's Army in many more years to come. Anyone on the fence about getting an animal, please do it. I promise it'll change your life. I hope my story is able to inspire kids of any age that you too can change the world and you can make a difference.
Churchill Downs and the Spirit of Louisville Foundation presented the John Asher Spirit Award.
This year's recipient was Carol Jones Clay. Her footprint is all over our city. Here's more about this amazing lady.
When I think of Carol Jones Clay, I think of a woman of substance, of style, and of spirit, which is why this award is so perfect for her. She has a spirit that when you are within her orbit, you feel like you want to be a better person.
She's very, very enthusiastic about what she does. She loves what she does. She makes friends. She's so involved in many social and civic organizations in town.
And well, what makes Carol tick
is that just she has a passion. She has a passion and a care for people and for the community that she lives in and that she's grown up in.
Her passion for these organizations is so apparent. She doesn't just write checks, she shows up, she gives of herself, she gives of her own energy, and she inspires the people around her to do the same.
Well, Carol Jones Clay has just been such a huge part of everything we do in the community on behalf of Republic Bank. She is passionate about this community and all the communities that we serve. So I've been so proud to have Carol a part of the Republic Bank and Traeger families, and she's just been incredibly meaningful.
She loves this community. She's so involved with everything, serving on many boards of directors and working with a number of nonprofit organizations.
You know, Carol, on behalf of Republic Bank and the Traeger family, I'm so appreciative of everything you stand for, because it's what we try to stand for.
Carol, congratulations and thank you. You carry a heavy torch, but you do it so effortlessly. And I just want to thank you for being such an incredible role model for women like me, but most importantly, for teaching us how to treat others. I appreciate you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Spirit of Louisville Foundation, for honoring me with the John Asher Spirit Award. This means the world to me. John and I served on numerous boards throughout the community. The Spirit of Louisville Foundation Bell Awards Board of Directors was one near and dear to our hearts. We also served on the Charter Board of Presentation Academy together. That was a lot of fun. His family, Dee, his lovely wife, his daughter, Heather, Emma, and Aaron, are here this evening, I'm sure. His grandson, little Shug, and Cameron were the apple of his eyes. He is also, and always will be, a huge Hilltopper WKU fan. He loved legendary track Churchill Downs. He loved his faith, and he loved all things Louisville, Kentucky. I would like to thank my good friend, Mary Sullivan and Deborah Williams, past recipients of the Bell Award, for nominating me for this award. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kindness and friendship. Thank you to my family, my siblings, and my wonderful husband, Ken Clay, who is here this evening as well. Thank you for all of your support. As the founder of Republic Bank, Mr. Bernard Traeger would always say, it doesn't cost a dime to be nice, so always be kind. I instill that in myself and people I surround myself with, to just be kind. It doesn't cost you anything. Thank you, Mr. Traeger, for mentoring me along the way. His son, Steve Traeger, continues to do the same thing for me, so thank you as well, Steve. My church family, they mean the world to me, and I appreciate your support. Thank you also to the folks at WLKY. You uplift this community like no others can. Folks receiving the awards tonight are well deserving of this honor. They don't do it for that reason. They do it from their hearts. So keep up the good work at WLKY. We appreciate you. We love you. Also, I could not end these thank yous without saying, John, have a good time up there in heaven. The 150th running of the Kentucky Derby is coming in 213 days. Thank you and good night.
Karen Kreinock's corporate role at Brown-Forman has her leading their employee community engagement efforts with Habitat for Humanity, Gilda's Club, and many more. But her commitment to service does not end there.
I've always liked to be helping.
It's a sense of accomplishment, but it's also a heart. And when I say it, it is a piece of my heart that I put out there every single time that I volunteer.
We're a pretty tough cat.
I am known for is rescuing animals. This is the adoption center. I'm just the animal rescuer.
When they look at you with those eyes,
my heart just goes out to animals, and I always feel like that we're their voice. They can't talk, but yet they show a ton of emotion, and they give unconditional love.
I know. Come on, we gotta tell our story. We gotta tell our story. Oh my goodness.
And I enjoy being around animals and caring for them, and the things that they give back to you is so much more than you give them.
So we're gonna enter into the dog area. And this again is window shopping. It's all these cute faces. Hi there. When I talk about volunteers coming in, it can be as simplistic as making the dog's picture that's out there for people to see more attractive and showing the dog's personality.
Hey, we're so excited. We're so excited. It's just important to do something, just to give back, give of your time, talent, and treasure. It can be one of those or it can be all of those. And we think it's really important at Brown-Forman to do that. And what you do is you teach employees something that's not always on their resume. And you get them out in a different environment, and they get to see what it's like to volunteer next to their coworker. You're not getting paid for it. It's not on your performance. It doesn't affect your performance. You get to swing a hammer next to somebody. So, as I always say, I am best when I'm helping other people be their best.
Hi there.
I'm always going to volunteer, but I am best when I'm helping other people volunteer and figuring out their best self and how that they can give back. Good evening. I'm humbled and honored to receive this award. I'd like to thank WLKY Committee for supporting volunteers in our community. I'd like to thank my never-ending support group, my spouse, family, the amazing global community relations team at Brown-Forman, the nonprofit community, my friends who are my lifeline, and so many others that make me a better person. I wrote a poem for this evening in honor of the other recipients, and it is called Do Good Well. Someone needs help. What can I possibly do? What I always say is you do you. For what do I have to offer another? Be a friend, a comfort, a sister, a brother. A hand becomes a gift that helps people get ready. Share your broad shoulders, help people steady. Tell the story of those that mask their pain every day. Be a guiding light, clearing the way. Kind words add encouragement. Ingrained in one's heart, words give people a place to start. Your time makes the clock stand still for those who are ill. It becomes hope for others and a gift of goodwill. Be kind to every creature on God's earth. Help them know their value and worth. Share a smile and hug, don't shy from emotion. Have others gain strength from your devotion. So when I look at this award, this amazing bell, it will always be a remembrance to do good well. And I'll part with these final words. I understand now that I'm not a mess, but a deeply feeling person in a messy world. I explain that now when someone asks me why I cry so often, and I say, for the same reason I laugh so often, because I'm paying attention, and I'll continue to pay attention. Thank you so much.
Friends of Metro Animal Services will receive Karen Kreinock's Republic Bank charitable grant.
Our next recipient is actually married to a previous Bell Award recipient. Earl Perry's service extends from volunteering at a clinic to taking the elderly to appointments and so much more.
Posible, gracias. Un momento. I enjoy coming in here and working with these people and knowing that these people need help. Muy bien, usted puede ir. In working here and all, I felt that I was helping. So I came in and started to work, and I remember when I started, and oh my goodness, I was really petrified. Porque usted puede sentarse allí, ¿verdad? I love to work with people.
Okay, so
I just, even coming here or wherever I'm going, if I'm with people, I get better already. You know, I just get up and get going. I do fine with that.
No, in 3 years ago, no more.
It's an inner feeling that it's hard to describe, and that is fulfillment. I think about the best way to put it is fulfillment. I'm not bragging at all. I just have an inner feeling there of satisfaction and knowing that I'm helping people, and I've enjoyed doing that all my life. Are you all doing okay? I want to help people. I want to be with people. And when I'm doing those things, when you come out of a room here, or when I'm standing in there, maybe at my desk, and here comes a person in who speaks Spanish and very little English, barely able to say good morning. Scared. They are scared. They're like, what am I going to do? And then all of a sudden when I say, buenos dias, ¿cómo está? You can see it, the relief that's coming on their faces, and that is so gratifying.
¿Fue usted doctor para quitarse la piedra en su nada?
But I think the volunteering is something you have to want to do, and you have to want to do that. You have to enjoy that.
We'll keep an eye on it when you come back. Okay. Okay.
It's just something that, again, it's just self-satisfying that we can do those things and help other people. Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here this evening to receive this prestigious WLKY Bell Award presented by the WLKY Spirit of Louisville Foundation. I thank you and accept it with sincere humility. I want to thank my Lord for opening the door of opportunity to help people who are in need spiritually and physically. I thank Janet Warren, the director of Hope Health Clinic, for using me as a volunteer to translate for the Hispanic people. I also want to express my appreciation to her for nominating me as a candidate for the Bell Award and for those who sent letters of recommendation. I appreciate all the workers at the clinic for being there to help others. I give my thanks to Sligo Baptist Church and the EMS squads in Henry and Trimble counties for the years of volunteering with them, because it was another way of helping people. I'm grateful for my wife, Sandy, for support through the years of volunteering alongside me. Just 7 years ago, she received the Bell Award as well. I'm thankful for our son, Jason, and his wife, Sherry, and their daughters, Allison, Laura, and Emily, her husband, Zach, and our little great-granddaughter, Elena, our daughter, Lori, and her husband, Scott, and their 3 children, Megan, Sarah, and Isaac. In teaching American literature at Henry County and eminent schools, my favorite poem to teach was The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. So I would like to close this evening by sharing the last few lines of this poem, because it expresses how I feel about choosing volunteer work as a habit of my life. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.
The Hope Health Clinic will receive Earl Perry's Republic Bank charitable grant. There was another great group of volunteers who attended the Bell Awards, our corporate honored volunteers.
We'd like to take this time to salute these honorees and their sponsoring organizations. Jerry Steinberg is using the pain of losing a daughter to cancer to help kids fighting their own battle with the disease. Here's his story.
She's still here. Through me, she's still here. She was my hero. I mean, I don't know what made her do this. To this day, I still don't know. But she just grasped these things. She took the crowd off of the word cancer that scared people, and she brought light to it. And she said, don't be afraid of the person that doesn't have hair. Don't be afraid of the person that has cancer. Love them and help them and do something for them. And that's where Megan's Mountain was founded. I think when she wanted me to do this was her way of my being able to grieve for her through helping other people. And I think for me, it's when I do this, she's with me. And so it's my blessing that she's with me. No matter what, she's always with me. She's been gone 7.5 years. She's never left me either. She's right there. And so if we can touch one person, just one, it's all. She always said, Daddy, it's not how much money you raise at a fundraiser. If you can raise enough to buy $1 to make a child smile, it's worth it. And so it's not the amount, it's raising it and what we can do with it. And so for me, it keeps her with me. It keeps her, and do I cry? I cry a lot. You cannot climb the mountain alone with cancer. You just cannot do it. And she wanted the mountain to continue, and so that's what we do. Gilda's is like my second family. I mean, they are my second family. They represent everything that Megan and I wanted in an organization. She made me a better person. She made me a better person. And she taught me that you never give up. And she taught me that even if it's cancer or whatever it may be, don't let that cancer define who you are. Why should we not give back? We're blessed. If we're blessed with being able to do that, we should. I mean, that's part of life, is giving back. It's not a requirement. It's something that I want to do, because even though I lost a daughter, God blessed me with Megan. He blessed me. And she was my angel. She was my teacher. She taught me. And so if she could do it, and I learned from her, why stop? Because she's no longer here. Why stop? We don't stop. We keep going. Okay, good evening. I want to thank the members of the Bell Award Committee for selecting me for this outstanding and prestigious award. I think when you couple it with an evening like we're having of love and support and faith, that it's something that will last in your heart forever. And I want to especially thank my extended family at Gilda's Club Kentuckiana for nominating me. It's very special because they have the golden standard on what it takes to light a mountain for those fighting cancer. And to the people that sent in recommendations for me, I want to thank them especially the ones that we've dealt with over the years in our foundation. My son is here tonight. He gave his stem cells to Megan. She gave 11 years that she would not have without that. And I want him to know that this night is his night as well as it is ours. And to my wife, Leslie, you're so special. You gave that special relationship to Megan, that one-on-one that she would have never had because I couldn't give it to her. And every time you went in the room, she smiled. And thank you for allowing me to make Megan's Mountain my life. But more importantly, thank you for making Megan's Mountain your life as well. If somebody asks me what is the perfect wife and what is the perfect friend, I just show them your picture and smile. And finally, I want the world to know that Megan is very special. And I believe that tonight God has let her into this room and she is hearing us. And Megan, I want you to know that you're more than my daughter. You're my teacher and you're my hero. Thank you for making me a better person. Thank you for letting the world know that giving, and maybe giving just a little bit more, is the greatest gift of all. And thank you for letting the world know that no matter what you face, never let that dictate who you are. Tonight, I am accepting this award for you and for me. And I promise that from this day forward, I will continue to do whatever it takes to light mountains so that no cancer patient will ever climb that mountain alone. Thank you very much.
Gilda's Club will receive Jerry Steinberg's Republic Bank charitable grant.
Our next recipient is devoted to her community of Madison, Indiana. Here is Laura Watson's story, whose community service puts her in the forefront of critical situations.
I've always felt like I was meant to serve others, that it's sort of my purpose. Giving was, of myself, was just my nature. And when I do what I do, I don't think about what I'm doing. I think about what they need from me. I mean, to know that you made a difference and an impact in a child's life that you've never met before, and that, you know, 5, 6 years down the road, they recognize you, even though we all change in 5 or 6 years, but somehow this child knows me. And there's that trust in me that if they were in danger, they know that if they saw me, they could come to me and I would be there. And it's not all successes. There is many times that the cases don't work out like you would hope, but you keep going for that one life you've changed, that one life you've saved. And if I don't, who will?
I had no idea that there were so many programs here and there was so much need in our community.
It empowers me to give a voice behind these organizations that do not receive the full attention that they could receive, and to be able to be their representative is just an amazing feeling. I think as a community, we can't hope that somebody else steps up. We can't just sit by and wait for somebody else to take action. If we want change and we want to improve our communities and we want to improve the lives of the people that will be leading us in the future, we have to make an impact today. Wow, what an honor it is to be chosen for such an amazing award. I'd like to thank my family for supporting me through nights and holidays when things look a little different for us, when the tones drop and I have to get up and leave. And to the Lord above for giving me the heart and the health to be able to serve others. My community for allowing me to work with so many amazing organizations. And WLKY for bringing attention to the needs in our communities through recognition.
The Salvation Army in Madison, Indiana will receive Laura Watson's Republic Bank charitable grant.
Our final recipient of the night is Robert Wilkinson. The Army veteran is a huge advocate for childhood cancer after a career as a pediatric oncology nurse. Here's Bob's story.
We got anything else in the fridge? It's rewarding for those that we assist, that they get our help and our comfort, you know, for us to be in that community and help them. But you receive something back internally within, you know, to do that service. It's a service to you too. I get self-satisfaction for that, self-worth. That it? Okay, once you do something for somebody, you know, that's your reward. I do what's called St. Baldrick's. First I was a shavy, and Jamie Diable was one of my patients, and then St. Baldrick's started up around 2005. She talked me into being part of her team. And then my daughter and I talked to her about wanting to start it here in E-Town. But I think it's what you get inside. And so these opportunities come, I'm available. So, you know, why not do it? People out there, they're the same as you, no matter how rich, how poor, or whatever. And they should always help if they ask for it, or if you see they need help. Let me get another one. So you always take care of everybody, you know. And again, it all goes back to if I do something good for someone, maybe there's a little selfishness there because I get that internal reward. You know, I feel good. People have multiple ways of giving. I'm lucky that I can give physically. You know, giving financially is a good thing. I think it's just that concept of openly, willingly, unselfishly, without attracting attention to oneself, to volunteer to take a knee and help someone that's in less of a position to take care of help themselves. I'm so very honored to receive the prestigious Bell Award tonight and to be included among the stellar group of community servants. I want to thank the WLKY TV Spirit of Louisville Foundation and, of course, my former patient, Jamie Diable-Ferrari, who nominated me for this award. The opportunities to volunteer are endless, and it is my hope that this award can bring attention to many organizations that deserve our help. There are so many quiet heroes who give far more of themselves than we realize. It certainly does take a village to enhance our lives, and I appreciate my family's unwavering commitment on my behalf to assist me in serving St. Baldrick's, Kids Cancer Alliance, Salvation Army, Feeding America, and the many other organizations who need our help. The legacy of children and grandchildren who know what it means to love and serve others is the best gift I can leave behind me. Thank you.
Bob Wilkinson's Republic Bank charitable grant will be split between Kids Cancer Alliance and Breeze Blessings. The Bell Awards is fortunate to have a group of individuals who serve on the Spirit of Louisville Foundation Board of Trustees.
We'd like to take this time to say thank you for your commitment to our community and the WLKY Bell Awards program. Thank you for joining us for another fabulous WLKY Bell Awards. Congratulations to all our honorees.
We leave you tonight with a look at this year's contributing sponsors. We say thank you for your support to the Bell Awards program.